So we have Daniel Etim and Bimbo Ademoye star together in this movie titled Here Comes the Bride. Now, no doubt that this is a good combo, but should the movie be on your watch list? Is it worth the hype? Let's find out. So the storyline follows Kamara, played by Bimbo Ademoye, a well-known public figure who found out on the day of her traditional wedding that her boyfriend was a chronic cheat. So to save face, Kamara then picks the groom's right hand, Dr. Bello, played by Daniel Etim Effiong, as her husband. This then leads to some messy situation between both parties. So Here Comes the Bride is currently streaming on Royal Arts TV on YouTube. Movie directed by Uche Alexmoore, and we have Emem Isong Misodi as the executive producer of this movie. Now FYI, this review will come with a few spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it first and then come back to watch this review. So let's head right into it. So the movie having a runtime of 1 hour and 34 minutes. It's a fast-paced movie. The narrative didn't at all take time to build up. And the narrative was also quite predictable in terms of the whole marriage facade due to a deal that eventually blossomed into love and all. The narrative was predictable, but the performances coming from all the whole cast were praiseworthy, especially from the male lead and the female lead. Bimbo Ademoye and Daniel Etim honestly had great on-screen chemistry. The on-screen connection between the two was really flawless, especially their dialogues together. Their dialogues were smooth, calm, and natural, plus the timing was right too. And I love the way Daniel Etim always portrays all his characters. His acting is calm, is cool, is gentle, smooth, and natural. It doesn't feel forced at all. I love his acting style. Then as for Bimbo Ademoye, she slayed as usual. Her facial expressions were on point in this movie. You know, a celeb playing the character of a celeb, she enacted it really well. And the way she talked whenever she was live streaming in the movie was really good. Now, you know that restlessness that a bride seems to have whenever something seems to go wrong at her wedding. Bimbo enacted it really well. Even the way she was talking was cracking me up. It was serious, but the way she talked really cracked me up. Now, one thing every bride prays for is for her wedding to go smoothly without any problems. And I think the worst thing that can happen to a bride is for the groom not to show up. And in this case, Kamara was a celebrity, so imagine the embarrassment. And for me, it was Bimbo's facial expression when she was trying to save face by speaking softly and still maintaining that her smiley face. Now, trust me, with the way the guests reacted, although they didn't utter a word till the introduction was over, with the way they reacted and the gestures that they made, including Bello's facial reaction initially, those watching it live online could notice that something was wrong, even if they tried to cover it up. If this were real life, someone could fish out that something was wrong immediately. But nevertheless, some will say it's the magic of television. Now let me ask you guys, if you were in Dr. Bello's shoes, would you have collected that drink like he did, or would you have stood up and walked away? Let me know in the comments below, because that's an unlikely situation for anyone to be in. Now, if I must say, the traditional wedding preparations were good, the decor was good, the costumes were looking nice, and even the Oja player to resonate well with the traditional marriage. It was good. But for a celebrity, that traditional marriage wasn't looking as ravishing as one would expect from a public figure. She wanted to stream it live to 50,000 people, but there was no cameraman at all. I think there was only one guy who was streaming the thing. Plus, he did that with his phone. No cameraman to take shots of everything from different camera angles. For a celebrity, that was kind of mediocre. It didn't give that wow factor that one would expect from a public figure. Well, that's that. For support roles like Christabel Agbor, who played the character of Sade, Kamara's personal assistant, she was really good with enacting that role. She slayed it. And most of her scenes with Bimbo cracked me up a little bit. Like, she enacted that role really well. Hats off to her. Now, this scene displaying right here really cracked me up. It was the way the two ladies were talking to each other and made it seem as if Bello was invincible. Like, they totally made it seem as if he was an object that was up for auction. He was talking, but no one was listening, and that was really funny to me. Now, the movie explores the themes of love, deception, social life, drama, and more. Now, speaking of deception, the character Celia, Dr. Bello's girlfriend, if you ask me, she was just an opportunist that jumped at any slight chance she could get to make money. She literally sold her boyfriend, and if you ask me, there was no character complexity for her. She was purely an opportunist. And even the way she was behaving throughout the movie, you could tell that she would eventually lose Bello sooner or later. Bello's character arc of falling in love with Kamara was predictable. That's why I said that this narrative is not new and it was also predictable, just that the acting performances were stellar. Same with the character Larry, played by Tochi Obika. To me personally, his character was sort of stupid. They made his character look quite stupid. Of all days you had to go see your other woman, it had to be on the day of your traditional wedding. Everyone was seated and ready. You just stood right up and went to see your other woman. That was literally stupid. Now, the cinematography was really good, the lighting and the camera angles were good, and the movie came with this kind of natural cinematic kind of feel. So the cinematography was good. Then, when it comes to the authenticity, well, for the character Kamara, the authenticity done to her occupational aspect as a celeb was good. But when it comes to Daniel Etim's character, Bello, the authenticity done to his occupational aspect was literally surface level. He was a surgeon, but there was not even one scene where he was seen at the hospital or where he wore the medical uniform and all. Nothing at all. It was surface level. If you ask me, more focus was given to Kamara's occupational aspects than that of Bello. Now, to wrap it up, the movie was directed well and the cinematography was really good. But like I said earlier, the storyline isn't new and it was also quite predictable, just that the performances were great coming from the cast. Now, if you're looking for a mediocre romantic movie to kill time, this movie is worth your time. I'll be giving this a 3 out of 5 thumbs up. If you've seen the movie, what did you think about it? Let me know in the comments below and I'll see you next time on my review. Bye.